Hello, everybody. Welcome to June, where it's action, adventure, and the high seas, or high sands of. Well, because we did the Mummy. Probably I think it was last year. Now we're doing its sequel
Mhm.
because we're doing it's because June is action and adventure. We have some really good ones that I think you'll find highly entertaining if you haven't seen them, or maybe you're revisiting them. Um, as we would love to show these on YouTube, we are restricted highly by the rules and regulation of YouTube and the guidelines of copyright law. So we cannot. So we're going to give you a fan commentary, and once we play the film, we you can go to our screening room, which should be pinned at the top of both of our chats, right there, the screening room. And all right, so this one's from 2001, and I'm gonna hand it over to the lead of the scene. He might tell you about the synopsis once uh, I'll, let me share it in the Cosby room.
Right on. Okay. The Mummy Returns is, of course, from 2001. Rated PG-13. Runtime 2 hours and 10 minutes. Is described as an action adventure fantasy. All right. An ancient legacy of terror is unleashed when the accursed Imhotep is resurrected along with the Scorpion King. Now, Rick O'Connell and his wife Evie embark on a daring, desperate race to save their son and the world from unspeakable evil. All right, so everyone from the original is back. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, Arnold Vosloo, John Hannah, Oded Fair, they're all back. Um, Joined this time. Patricia Velasquez is back as an Oxenamon. Has a much bigger part in this. Also, we have Alan Armstrong, who you Gen Xers might remember from Kroll as the kind of the pirate king in that film. Um, let's see, he's also in Patriot Games. Um, we also have a new character named Izzy, who joins our heroes, played by Sean Parks. Very funny character. And of course, The Rock as the Scorpion King. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that, I'm sure,
Oh yeah,
because there's some very interesting CGI in this movie, to say the
yeah,
least. But we'll be talking about that, and of course, we also have introducing Freddie Both as a character named Alex, who is the son of Rick and Evie, because this is like 10 years after the previous film.
yeah,
So, yeah, this movie has its faults.
yeah.
Is it as good as the original? No, but it's a lot of fun,
It's
and
fun. It's a fun summer.
that's the point.
It's a
So,
fun summer popcorn film. Is what I hear most people calling them now.
mhm.
But it's fun, and we hope you enjoy it and watch along with us if you can. All right, head over to the screening room. I'm gonna get a 5 second countdown, and I'm gonna hit play. Here we go. Five, four, three, two, and go. This was a very big summer blockbuster film, as I
Oh
recall. I
yes,
remember,
it did very
I
well.
remember going to see a lot of people showed up to see the sequel to this. 2001. Jeez. It seems long ago, but to us, not really. It seems like it was just a couple of years ago. I swear, anything in the 2000s seems like it wasn't. It was just yesterday or a few weeks ago. That's what it feels like to me, anyway. I don't know about you. Deleted
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes,
Universal
I did.
Pictures
Got
logo.
Universal
Yeah,
Pictures, indeed. Yes.
the Thieves 37 BC,
Hmm. And this is the backstory to the Scorpion King.
which had its own franchise and
Hmm.
multiple spin-off direct-to-video films for the most part. The first one that had The Rock in it actually had it in it. Did pretty good and had an awesome soundtrack. The Scorpion King,
Hmm.
which really launched The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's career as a film actor, movie star, if you could call him that. I don't know. Can we call him that?
Then certainly, they were kind of looking at him to be sort of the
The next Arnold
maybe the replacement
Schwarzenegger.
for Arnold. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of course this was during the time where Arnold was governor of California, and he
Right.
had been, he had his health issues, and people weren't looking at Arnold as being invincible anymore. And
I don't know, but from what I seen in that back rep that they just were showing, might have been in one of the Conan movies. It looks familiar. Interesting fact about the Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He is literally my age and close to Steven deleted scenes' age. His birthday is he was born in '72, and his birthday is in February, I believe. So he's a few months older than me, but same age. Yeah, the
yeah,
CGI, not what it is as it is today.
no,
This, this CGI is almost a sci-fi channel worthy. Uh, the CGI.
Oasis of Home Shirts we will see again before the end of the film. And of course, when you do see the Scorpion King film, what the Scorpion King is doing here is exactly what Michael Clark Duncan's character warns him not to do. So this is kind of a situation of the hero lives just long enough to see himself become the villain. Egypt, 1933. So we are 10 years after the original film. Our first time in this film seeing our hero, Rick O'Connell, of course, played by Brendan Fraser. I don't think he's kind of realized until recently just how much of a rabid fan base he has, because he
Yeah,
kind of comes off like he's one of the like a real decent bloke in real life.
I really like Brendan Fraser in these roles as O'Connell. He did such a good job.
Hello to FKHC 2005. We didn't say so earlier. And hold on to that thought. Um, yeah. And hello to JPRPH1 and Enigma Severus.
Yeah. No.
We're just a few minutes in.
Yep. 6 minutes or 7 minutes.
And we are, of course, this infamous tattoo that's on his wrist that we it was there in the original film and kind of was never really kind of mentioned what the backstory for that was, and we kind of get an answer to that in this film. Just build a better mousetrap. Okay, that's exactly what he's going to go and do. I'm sorry, but I am going to say this out loud. She is wasted on Daniel Craig. Oh, whoa, ladies, stop! Don't throw snakes. What are we doing? Hello to Andrea Black. Mm, you're afraid of breaking the damn thing. And whereas we had scarabs in the original, we get scorpions.
Like he's like happily stepping on him.
Mhm. That's the first inkling that Evie is somehow psychically connected to all of this.
This is a film. She went from being a nerd in the first film to being like, oh my god, that's her. She's like
Yeah,
incredibly hot. I think you guys out there can mostly agree to that sentiment.
and here come our minions. The fact that one of these guys is not Andy Serkis surprises me
Right.
because he was around then. He could have been. Hello to Faithful Blue Ranch channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. Connie Clear. Don't worry about being late. We're like about 10 minutes in.
Yeah. Where her memories of her past life come into play in her new life.
And of course, the running joke of things being cursed, because isn't it always?
Yeah, right. This is cursed. That is
That
good.
is cursed. I thought he was supposed to be pure energy. Dun, 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 pure energy. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
No worries.
No 80s dance music allowed. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Bracelet of Anubis. Whoops. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah. You can drink
it
from
does
the
if it
dial.
floods the corridor. Come on, Evie, you should know better.
I like how they marketed this from the two people who should have known better. And that's how they marketed it in the trailers and like to advertise it. And the two people who should have known better went back and did all this. Just like dominoes.
Mhm.
Columns go by one.
Which, of course, is a callback to the library scene in the original film. She knocks all the bookcases over.
Yeah. This time it's her boy doing it. This is kind of, and this scene here is a kind of a nod to Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark
Oh yeah.
when they're in the Well of Souls, and he uses the statue of Anubis to
Yeah.
get into the next chamber. I love the
And
kid here. Mom, Dad, I can explain everything. He thinks that he did it.
that was the big trailer shot for him when he's running away from the water. We're back at Hamanoptera, where of course we were in the first movie, and we see that another excavation has begun. Book of the Dead. And of course, this was the guy who played Mr. Echo on Lost. Don't ask me to pronounce his name. I can't. It's a good actor though. Whoops! And there are our old friends, the Scarabs.
And of course, the guy here is was in. Uh, let's see, what were we've seen him in? Well, he's a very familiar actor. Yeah,
Oh,
he was in Kroll,
he was
and
in
I think
Kroll, and he's in.
Braveheart.
Yeah, he is in Braveheart. Yeah, and Patriot Games. Yeah. Hello, Acres of Movies.
So here they already found, I don't know, they've found Emotep encased in that liquid that we saw him dissolve into the last film. It's become a little bit petrified.
The tall guy on the right there, he was in. If I remember correctly, he was in Van Helsing as well. The Hugh Jackman. of course, Ardith Bay is undercover, and he's on to them. And we're off to London. I got to tell you, this episode of Downton Abbey, more action in it than I expected.
Yeah.
Uh, did I enjoy The Furious? I did. And our panel was kind of split on the movie, but if you take it for what it is, and you go in knowing what you're going to get, it's entertaining. Have mystery movies replace sneak previews. Siskel and Ebert cannot be replaced, but we'll try. Hmm. And here come our villains, or setting up a perimeter around the house. It's got the box of the bracelet in it, and of course, he's managed to open it all right. And Alex didn't get the memo. Clink. And of course, the bracelet serves as the map. Yeah, I agree, Andrea. The kid is good in this. I just, sadly, I don't remember seeing him in anything else. Uh,
Those knickers are not mine.
in the year of the scorpion. Nah, it's not the same thing.
He lied. The brother-in-law.
Of course, 10 years, Jonathan hasn't changed.
Good reflexes.
And the guy who ducked the knife there, follow him through the movie and see where he ends up.
Isn't it pronounced? Is it pronounced Medai or Medai?
Magi.
Way to scare a
Lighten
kid.
up, Hugh. Big trouble. Hugh, get in the car. Usually works. I'm a stranger traveling from the west. I seek. Yep.
A Magi. Okay. It is Magi.
Mhm. And of course, this it explains why he keeps going into the desert and he keeps surviving because he's a magi. He's one of them. He's like artist by birth.
Evie becomes a living offering for Naxa Moon.
Which of course was the plan to begin with.
Yeah. The mummies are coming back to life. That's okay. They're just mummies, right?
And of course, mirroring the shot from the original film. There's a lot of callbacks. Uh, Question in the chat: does every Monday have a mystery movie? No. That's usually a thing that the theater chains decide, and then when they let everybody know on their website when they're going to have one, that's when we plan them out. And of course, they're going to look in the box, and the bracelet is not there because it's on the kid's wrist.
He suspects the boy. This is what they're talking about will come into play towards the end of the film, and you'll
Mhm.
see find out exactly what.
Our hero. Yeah. 2 for. It's Tim again. Yeah.
This is idea. He brings the kid. Nice uncle, right?
Yeah.
And here we have the mummy. All these mummies are chasing after him.
Hate movies.
Just like old times. Now this is much different from the first one.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, about to make it a convertible. The mummy's just hanging there. Welcome to London. London calling. Hey boy, it's like, get out of room.
Whoops.
And we have our first flashback scene to the old times. And he was a priest. He wasn't very
Yeah.
religious. We need a magnet carpet. And I know just the fella.
Guys, um, how many times do we have to say it? Don't read from the Book of the Dead. I mean, I swear it's like herding cats sometimes.
This is just.
But this cursed. This is cursed. Mm. We now return to Kingdom of Heaven already in progress. We'll have to do that one of these days.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Like the suns through the hourglass, these are the days of our lives.
No, this is not that. Not the hope. All right, I missed.
Get your ass.
He kicked your ass the first time. He's gonna kick your ass again. You're being double crossed. Too late. You're a mess. You're front. I like the way the women was out to make these movements. With each one he sucks, the more flesh returns.
Magic Carpet Airways. Izzy! Ah!
Not you again.
Sounds like.
Not like it sounds. Timestamp 57 minutes, 43 seconds. Ooh, I like that. Money. He puts it in his pocket anyway. I'd never turn down the cat.
Do we do that triple hit?
Yeah.
We need both eyes. All right.
I'm gonna get shot. Horace the Falcon. He gets a Peregrine Falcon.
And on to Afghanistan to freck up a country. Oh, sorry. Yes. Get shot.
With the fastest hunk of junk in the Egyptian Valley. We
Well,
call that
yeah.
high adventure.
You don't see me going up in that thing, do you? There is something very around the world in 80 days about it, though, that I do like. So, fair enough.
That's mine. I like how he knows this guy on purpose.
And hello to the Horror King.
Hello, Horking. Welcome. Alex is being shown the rest of the way of the journey.
Taking a little piece of my heart now, baby. Yes, I did, Horror King. Yeah. Trick fight.
That's one thing I couldn't wrap my hands or head around is that this thing that they're supposed to be Egyptians and they're using something, but I'm pretty sure it didn't come from Egypt. The Kais that they're fighting with. Impressive choreographed fight there. I believe one of the Ninja Turtles fought with Kais, didn't they?
Of course, brought back to Pharaoh from the original film.
We find out that Evie is the reincarnation of Nefertiti, the Pharaoh's daughter. Much blood between those two.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Of course, now we get the murder of the pharaoh, but this time from Nefertiti's point of view.
they actually went back and reshot the film for
Yeah.
this film.
Of course, you realize that if they did this now, it would have to be like a whole other trilogy.
Yeah.
Here, it's covered like 2 or 3 scenes, and that's all you need.
Yep. It was done exceptionally well handled. Talk about falling for a girl. When I said head over heels, I didn't mean literally, damn it. Coincidence? That's what I'd be saying. He does not like that kid right now. He's had enough to hear with that kid.
Bring me everyone.
I like this effect.
Oh, he did it with sand. Why not water?
that, yep, cuddle.
Of course, the MTV Awards parodied this scene.
Come to the valley of the Scorpion King. We're out of hot air.
That
That was the Time Bandits moment. Mom, Dad, don't touch it. It's pure evil. Jonathan takes the gold scepter. They shot his bird. How dare they?
What was that? That was the sound of Netflix executives saying, but it didn't happen that way. Like Carnahans are packing.
Something in those forests is watching them. The little pygmies. Something's happening. What could it be? Remember that scene in Jurassic Park where they're walking through the tall grass? It's kind of like that, with a
Yeah.
little different twist.
Velociraptor.
Those little guys are vicious little pud knockers, aren't they? So yeah, these little put knockers, they love to launch air darts at you. Poison darts.
Think and to add insult to injury.
They just run right over their head. And there were nobody. It's just a bunch of, they're the red shirts. They're wearing red, so this movie's red shirt. It doesn't pay to wear red.
You killed my bird.
You were saying about us Magi? 7 Up, Beyond Cola. I remember that JPRPH one. Beyond Cola. Like in hell, chance they're gonna even do that.
Nah.
They're dead anyway.
Yeah.
Those little guys are vicious.
Whee! Hey, that guy.
This way.
Whee! Thunk. So much for that guy. Ah!
Here we have Easter egg. This tree scene is a nod to King Kong.
Dynamite.
He would do it really good.
So,
Getting killed was not part of the plan. Damn it. Damn you, Anaxamon. She's still for all this. She is still flirtatious with a little boy, 10-year-old boy. You got a reason to hate her now. You killed your mama. Hey, what's your name? What's your name? Ezekiel. You know what I did last night? You better not talk about my. I wouldn't do that if I were you. You never walk across the seal. Indiana Jones taught you that. Come on. He's lost his powers. I like this. It shows like a bunch of scorpions, and then they just seem to disappear. It's the arrival of the Nobis' army. Wow, that was a booby trap. O'Connell's here to kick some emotes at. Oh yeah, killed you again. I killed you once. I can kill you again.
Hmm. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, the strong and faithful Magi faces the army of Anubis. I really like they did a very good job at choreographing these fight scenes.
Rematch.
Oh, cool! A giant script. Oh, oh,
Here's the bad CGI.
oh.
It does not hold up. I mean, the CGI was very primitive and worthy of Sci-Fi Channel. Not a feature film, but
And Corridor Crew was born.
don't believe him. Damn it, man. Round two, Nefertiti and Naxa Amun. You cut me. Yeah, she'll cut more of you. This guy's just sad now at this point. Why? Fatality. The Magi render victorious, or so we think. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ah,
That
shit.
was just the first wave. Yep. It's not a
The
scepter.
hieroglyphs are
It's a
telling him the
spear.
story. Well, it's kind of hard not to believe when it's put into stone.
What you're gonna do it fast. Funk. Take your friends with you.
Well, that battle that wasn't expected.
Oh, poopy. Uh,
Don't
Alright,
forget that.
guys in hell, don't you think?
And here's a test. I like this scene. A test of who loves who the most.
Nope.
She didn't love you so much. She got the hell out of there. You got to remember, it wasn't really a Nazi movie. She took over that one guy's body.
And he lets himself go.
Death just the beginning, he says.
Yep.
You can have it, emo.
Yep. Whoops. Bye bye. Even taking the pygmies away. Izzy!
And he managed to grab
Let's
the
take a
diamond
shot.
off the top of the pyramid. The one that they were talking about. Big bugs. Big bugs. Jonathan, I have no idea what you're talking about. No, no, no. I'm gonna buy me one.
It'll be karaoke time here in a minute. Oh, first time watch, JP. Good. What'd you think? If there's anybody else who's watching the movie for the first time, let us know what you think in the chat. All right, thumbs up from JP. How about anybody else? Enigma says Mummy Returns was like a college staple for me. Right on.
Oh, would you like to consult the scrolls?
The Rock is the Scorpion King. All right. All right. The Mummy Returns was released May 4th, 2001. Estimated budget of 98 million, going on to gross more than 444 million worldwide. So this was a big hit. And Live plays us out with Forever May Not Be Long Enough.
It was a good song and had a really good video.
May not be long enough for no pill, but I'm lost inside your time.
All right. The film was nominated for 4 Saturn Awards. Special effects, believe it or not, makeup, best fantasy film, and best performance by a younger actor for Freddie both. The Empire Awards nominated Rachel Weisz as best British actress. Alan Silvestri won the ASCAP Award, Film and Television Music. Was nominated Best Title Sequence at the Golden Trailer Awards. Brendan Fraser was nominated for a Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Male Movie Star. Nominated for the Favorite International Movie at the MTV Asia Awards. Was nominated for the Golden Reel Best Sound Editing Award from the Motion Picture Sound Editors USA. And nominated for 2 Taurus World Stunt Awards for the Czech fight. Yay. Freddie both was nominated at the Best Performance in a Feature Film, Supporting Young Actor, the Young Artist Awards. It won a Bogey Award. It's a German thing. I have no idea what it is. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it won. There you go. Winner of the Gold Spirit Award for Best Action Soundtrack. Won the Golden Screen Award. It's another German thing. All right. 3 Teen Choice Award nominations for Best Action Adventure Drama Film, Best Fight, Best Actor Brendan Fraser, with The Rock winning the Best Villain Award, even though he's barely in the movie. And he's technically not the villain for half that time. But he did win Worst Supporting Actor at the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards, which we've seen before on here, and we know that they've actually given some pretty good movies, like Stinker Awards, so I don't count those. All right, and the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. Patricia Velasquez, Best Supporting Actress, as a Nux in the Moon, of course. And Worst Film, nominated for Worst Film. Guys, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. We've seen much
CGI dodgy, but it's otherwise fine. Yeah, I'd rather watch this movie than half of what's out right now. All right. Filming began May 1st, 2000 and ended September 29th, 2000. JP says, and the Golden Spear Award, too. Yeah. All right. Filming locations included the A Stage, Shepperton Studios, Shepperton, Surrey, England, UK, for the Scorpion King's Chess Chamber. Exterior tank paddock lot, backlot, Pinewood Studios, Ivor Heath, Buckinghamshire, England, UK, for the Burial Ground and the Jungle Rocks. Bloomsbury, London, England, the British Museum, Great Russell Street, Bloomsbury, Heath and Reach, Bedfordshire, England, UK, for the Hominoptera dig site. Greater London, England, the Mentmore Towers, Mentmore, Buckinghamshire, England. Old Royal Naval College, Greenwich, London, England. Petra Jordan for the Hejaz Railway scene. Pinewood Studios, as we've mentioned, Shepperton Studios. University College, London, Bloomsbury, London, England, for the British Museum exteriors. And Morocco. All right. And of course, as we said, the song at the end is Forever May Not Be Long Enough, performed by Live, written by Glenn Ballard and Edward Kowalczyk, courtesy of Radioactive Records, JD. All right, on to the trivia. The building used for the outside of the British Museum is not the real British Museum. It's University College in London. The museum was unavailable as it was undergoing external reconstruction and was covered in scaffolding. The interiors of the O'Connell's house were filmed in the Shepperton Studios offices used by Ridley and Tony Scott. London's Tower Bridge was closed to allow for filming. They were allowed to close it for 20 minutes at a time, but the resulting traffic jam after the first time brought threats of arrest from Scotland Yard and reduced a closing time of 10 minutes. The character of Izzy is named after director Stephen Sommers' dog. Ardith Bay is the only person in the film who refers to Imhotep as the creature. This is explained in the novelization of the film, which states that Ardith, as do all the Magi, fears even referring to Imhotep by name while the mummy is still in his undead form, calling him he who shall not be named. Ardith Bey in the novel overcomes this unease and reluctantly refers to Imhotep by name after the mummy's regeneration. The battle sequence in the O'Connell Manor was originally supposed to be set in a casino owned by Jonathan, but budget constraints meant that a house also used in The Omen was substituted. Brendan Fraser wanted the O'Connell family to live in an apartment. They ended up living in a house so that it could be used for the big battle scene. The house used as the O'Connell's mansion appeared as part of the library in the original Mummy. Dwayne Johnson's only spoken lines are in ancient Egyptian. Loosely translated, his line "Haku Machente" means it's hot as hell. Even though in the film they make it look like it means charge or something, you know. Yeah. Right, in the scene where they enter the room full of gold, one of the statues in the back of the room is a life-sized Oscar statue that is partially obscured by other items. This sequel was greenlit by Universal the morning after The Mummy opened in May of 1999. The designs for Mila's dress is a near replica of her body paint from her previous life as an Oxenamon. In the original script, when Rick asks Izzy, "Where's your airplane?" Izzy responds that he lost it in a poker game. This idea is explained in the novelization. The handprints in the train's bathroom are from director Stephen Sommers' hands. In order to keep his smooth, hairless look, Arnold Vosloo had his entire body shaved twice a day. Originally, he tried waxing, but couldn't stand the pain. When the O'Connells run out of the museum after Rick rescues Evie, there are 4 mummy guards chasing him. However, in the ensuing bus battle scene, only 3 are killed. According to the original script, the 4th was supposed to attack Alex after the bus had come to a stop. However, director Stephen Sommers decided to cut the scene, figuring that the audiences had had enough of the mummy battle and wanted to get on with the story. Brendan Fraser tore a spinal disc, cracked a rib, and injured his knees during production. Dwayne Johnson suffered from food poisoning and sunstroke. He lost over 10 pounds and said, "It was the worst I've ever felt in my life." Despite reports to the contrary, Stephen Sommers does not have a cameo as the man in the bathtub at Izzy's place. However, he does provide the voice of the man heard faintly humming, as Sommers himself explains on the film's audio commentary. All right, Freddie Both was a big fan of The Mummy, having seen it over 30 times. He passed on the opportunity to play in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone to participate in this movie because The Mummy is one of his favorite films. He knows so much about the movie that he even served as sort of a consultant of the first film, for this film, for the other crew and cast members. He knows every line and detail of the movie. When anyone on the set of The Mummy Returns needed to know something about the first movie, they asked him. This was his first professional acting job. Although the characters of Rick and Evelyn had grown and matured in the second film, director Stephen Sommers wanted it to be clear that Jonathan had learned absolutely nothing from his first adventure. And probably not from this one either. All right. The airport where Izzy Buttons moors his dirigible was intended to be an abandoned Royal Air Force airfield. Was meant to be the abandoned Royal Air Force airfield that saw Winston Havelock from the first film fly his spy plane to fight the mummy. The pygmy mummies, as explained in the novel for the film, were said to be brought back to Thebes in ancient times by pharaohs as ill-tempered jesters. The scene near the beginning where Alex accidentally knocks over the pillars in a domino fashion is similar to the scene in the original Mummy where his mother knocked down the bookcases. The archaeological dig of Hymenoptera was filmed at Bryant's Lane Quarry, Heath and Reed's, Leighton Buzzard, Bedfordshire. In parallel with the previous movie, there is a standoff between arguing parties at the dig site. Also in parallel, there is a woman who breaks it up. This time it's Mila who does it. A full 49 minutes pass before Arnold Vosloo makes a visual appearance in the movie. Technically, he also provides the movements of his character Emotep prior to that, but as a computer-generated special effect, which was superimposed over his performance, he is not truly on screen. When O'Connell blows up the tree that spans the ravine during the pygmy battle, one of the pygmies rides the trunk down in the exact same manner Slim Pickens rides the bomb down in Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. Dwayne Johnson plays the role of the Scorpion King in this movie and reprised his role in The Scorpion King. When Rick and Evie are talking to Izzy, he mentions the bank job in Marrakesh. In the previous film, the prison scene in the streets of Cairo was shot in Marrakesh. Guy whose name I can't pronounce. Sorry. Arnold Vosloo and Brendan Fraser would later go on to appear in G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, which is also directed by Stephen Sommers. Coincidentally, Dwayne Johnson would go on to appear in its sequel, G.I. Joe: Retaliation. For the vintage bus, the production rounded up pieces from private collections from all over Europe. The ads are real ones from the 1930s. In real life, Oded Fair doesn't have any face tattoos, but he does have a small ghost on his back. Alan Armstrong, who plays Mr. Hafez, reunited with Stephen Sommers for Van Helsing. And a guy whose name I can't pronounce, even though he's a good actor, left the cast of Oz in order to be in this film. Oded Fair trained on horseback for months to prepare for his role. The miners use M2 flamethrowers to fight off the scarabs. It's the same weapon used in The Thing. The flamethrower isn't an M2 too, but they're LPO-50s. Okay. In 2013, one of the shrunken heads went up for auction online with a starting bid of $85. According to Arnold Vosloo, his axe weighed about 50 pounds. After 3 days, he felt like his arms were coming out of their sockets. The sequel takes place almost 10 years later, even though the movies were released 2 years apart. Stephen Sommers joked that he wrote it that way because he didn't want to work with babies. John Hannah came up with the idea to fill the bathtub with bubbles. He slipped, getting out and injured his knee. Hundreds of real scorpions and tarantulas were used in the film. It was hard to keep the torches lit. They only burned for 3 minutes at a time. Stephen Sommers wanted Izzy to have one silver tooth. Sean Parks insisted on 4. Rachel Weisz and Patricia Velasquez trained for 5 months for their fight scene. They did the fight without any stunt performers. In one scene, Rachel Weisz was supposed to run through a real crumbling set. Her contract wouldn't allow it. Filmmakers digitally multiplied the real 200 horsemen to make an army of 10,000. Stuntmen stood in for Anubis' animated warriors on set. They held up antennas to simulate their height. The film takes place in 3067 BCE and 1936 AD. Actually, I think it's 1933, but whatever. All right. Rachel Weisz's first sequel. She would decline the opportunity to return for the third installment, The Mummy, The Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Dwayne Johnson's first big screen appearance, not related to wrestling. A mistake is made in each airing of this film when showed on TV, describing the plot as involving Rick O'Connell's son as, quote, the key to the resurrection of Isis. It is unclear if this was originally the premise or simply a continuity error by broadcasters. Also often included is a reference to Alex being 11 years old. In the first film, Rick disarms an enemy when he is pressed against a pillar with a well-placed headbutt. In the second film, When the house is under attack, Evie uses the exact same move against the cultist and comments to Alex, "That I learned from your father." She uses it again on Anaximon during their later fight. When Imhotep manifests a giant wall of water with his face projected on it to attack the dirigible containing Rick, Evie, Jonathan, Ardith, Bay, and Izzy, is a callback to the Mummy when Imhotep manifests a sandstorm with his face projected on it to attack the biplane containing Rick, Jonathan, Ardith, Bay, and Winston. R.I.P. Winston. Rick asks Izzy where his airplane is when he sees the dirigible as a reference to the Mummy when they used the biplane to travel to Hamunaptra to rescue Evie from Imhotep. The dirigible would be used as a concept for the Zephyr in the animated TV series version of the Mummy. Rick's car is a four-door, long-bodied Beaufort model 1997. According to the Mummy, the animated series, the Magi was the Magi was created by Amar, a son of the Pharaoh's bodyguard. It is also reaffirmed that the Magi have been around for over 3,000 years. The much criticized digital effects of the Scorpion King were rushed and were only completed 8 days before the film's release. O'Connell's arsenal includes an M1928 Thompson submachine gun, 2 Colt M1911A1 pistols, 2 Smith & Wesson triple-lock revolvers, Winchester Model 1887 shotgun, sawed-off shotgun, battle-slung switchblade. Red's revolver is a Smith & Wesson military and police with a 4-inch barrel. He also has an FN high-power pistol. The earliest version is the P35. Since the film takes place in 1933 or 1936, depending on who you ask, the pistol is several years too early to be seen in the belt of a lowly mercenary. Both Jacques and Spivey used a Webley 455 MVK, both with a 6-inch barrel, although Spivey never gets a chance to use his. Lochnaw dual wields a pair of Mauser C96s, as does one of the cultists, Shafak. Many of the cultists assisting Imhotep, including Mila, use the Hanno Steyer's Solotherm S1-100 submachine gun. Jonathan uses a Boer War Ear Lee Enfield MK1 303 British. This rifle lacks the dust cover over the bolt and has a receiver bridge holding the charging clip guide found in subsequent SMLE rifles, indicating that it is the later CLLE Charger loading Lee Enfield variant. Evie uses a BSA Lee Speed Sporter rifle with scope similar to the L39A1. Evie also brings her son along on the expedition at the start. It turns out Rachel Wise wouldn't feel the same way as the reason she didn't come back for the third 2008 film, not wanting to travel after having just given birth. The setting for the O'Connell's mansion is actually Medmore Towers, which is located in Buckinghamshire, UK. The scene where Alex speaks with Imhotep on the train is the only time in the franchise that Imhotep speaks English of any kind. However, whether this switch from ancient Egyptian to English is for young actor Freddie Both's benefit or the film viewers or both, it can be implied that Alex is still hearing Imhotep speak in Egyptian, since before the switch he says he knows Alex can understand him. Alex's knowledge of Egyptian, likely taught by his mother, who's also fluent, is further proven later in the film when he reads aloud from the Book of the Dead. And damn it, people, quit reading from the Book of the Dead. Never mind. Okay. In the technical commentaries for the deluxe edition of the film, it is mentioned that in the battle, 32,000 animated warriors were present, but according to other sources, 64,000 warriors were present in their second appearance in the film. If these statements are accurate, the total amount of warriors is brought to 96,000, a far cry from Ardith Bay's most likely hyperbole-laden assertion that the army had as many members as the Sahara Desert had grains of sand, but still not a force to underestimate. The pygmies were generated with computer graphic imagery that was placed into live-action footage to make it appear as if the victims of the pygmies were being killed. The actors portraying the victims were instructed to writhe about as if they were being stabbed, which would later be edited by the film crew, imposing the pygmies into the footage. In the beginning, Evelyn accidentally kicks a snake towards Rick, which he dodges while giving the line, "Those are poisonous, you know." Besides the fact that snakes are venomous, not poisonous, the snake was a scarlet king snake, which isn't deadly or venomous at all. Before playing a track of his Mummy score during a London concert in year 2000, composer Jerry Goldsmith explained how much he hated the film and the production, calling it, and I quote, "a piece of shit movie." But unbeknownst to him, the director Stephen Sommers was in the audience that night. Therefore, Goldsmith wasn't called back for the sequel. In the director's commentary for this film, writer-director Stephen Sommers expressed the idea of the Scorpion King keeping stone carving directions of how to kill him with the scepter was ridiculous. Despite only being released 2 years after The Mummy, this film is set approximately 8 years after the first film. Chaos Comics published a tie-in comic book titled Valley of the Gods, written by Marv Wolfman and drawn by Matt Broom. And if I remember correctly, isn't Marv Wolfman the guy who created Blade? Check me on that. I know we got some comic people in the out there listening, so let me know in the chat. But I think he is. Grossed $68 million domestically in its opening weekend. Then the biggest opening in history after The Lost World Jurassic Park was 72. JP says he's never seen the first Mummy either. Well, son, get on that. It's a good movie. It's even better than this one. This was the highest grossing film in the Mummy trilogy. In 2025, Variety held a joint interview with Brendan Fraser and Dwayne Johnson as part of their annual Actors on Actors series. Johnson began by thanking Fraser. The Mummy is a beloved franchise, he said. Felt like Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the word I got back was, Brendan loves the idea. He welcomes you with open arms. And it really meant something to me because not only was it your franchise and you took a shot and a risk with me, you'd never acted back then, but also that kicked off my career. Now here, I want to say thank you, man. And thank you for, in a really big way, really changing my life because the trajectory that you allowed to happen led me to be here. To which Fraser responded, "You're always the right guy for the job. When I was told you were a possibility for it, forgive me, but I didn't know you from the wrestling world. When I was shown the audition, I said, that's perfect. This is inspired casting. That's fantastic. We'd be lucky to get the guy." Additional clips had to be digitally added to the tidal wave scene in order to mask hundreds of spectators watching the production. Despite fighting his character in the finale, at the time of release, Brendan Fraser had not yet met The Rock. The voice of the Scorpion King at the end of the film was dubbed by Brazilian rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist Max Calavera, Soulfly and Calavera Conspiracy, and former frontman of Sepultura. Rachel Weisz's character Nefertiti was originally called Nefertiti, but the producers felt that people would make boob jokes about the name, so it was changed to that of another Egyptian queen. When Evelyn is first seen brushing off a wall, the figures on the wall behind her are of two females fighting with size. This is a depiction of her as Nefertiti fighting an Oxenamon in front of the pharaoh. The two men guarding the bracelet of Anubis and Evie's vision in the tomb are brothers in real life. The events behind curator Baltus Hafez's demise appeared in a somewhat different manner in the film's novelization. Hafez's name was Fakhri, and he wore an off-white suit and a simple fez instead of his more elaborate clothing shown in the film. Along with this, Fakhri mutilated himself when in share. In the book, it was revealed that the Scorpion King's people allowed an ancient ritual that required someone seeking total trust from his master to scalp himself. The curator does this, as does Imhotep before the Scorpion King. Imhotep proclaims the phrase Mifat Az, meaning I am your disciple, to the Scorpion King and is spared. The curator, before he can show his scalped skull, is stopped by O'Connell, who, while escaping the Scorpion King, takes the golden helmet from the statue and rams it on the curator's head, mispronouncing the phrases, your fat ass. O'Connell's doing this was explained by as putting the curator out of his misery. The Scorpion King does not see Fakhri's gesture of submissiveness and kills the curator at once. The dirigible that Izzy Button's pilots was described as a 200-year-old fishing trawler with an airplane propeller in the novel of the film. The scene in which the curator's hand was torn off is explained in the novel as well. The pygmy mummies used the pyramid of Amshir as a place of worship and savaged intruders in any way they could. And in that version, the curator's hand was not stripped of its flesh, but completely torn off instead. When Alex stops the train in order to escape, Imhotep steps out of the wagon together with Anaximandron and gestures they have arrived at the destination, calling it Karnak. However, Karnak is a modern name of the temple, meaning fortress in Arabic. The ancient Egyptian name for Karnak was Per-Amen, meaning house of Ammon. When Alex is reading from the Book of the Dead to bring his mother back to life, one of the words he says is Vaslu, of course, the last name of the actor playing Imhotep. In Evelyn's first vision, which shows the bracelet being locked up, it is evident that she sees herself, but as Nefertiti. She is wearing the same clothes and ornaments the night the pharaoh is killed by Imhotep and Anaximandron. The symbol Alex can identify, Amenophis, which Jonathan triumphantly remembers while fighting Mila, is the same one he couldn't identify and had to ask Evelyn in the Mummy. Evelyn taught Jonathan to pronounce the symbol that is shaped like a stork near the end of the Mummy. And the Mummy returns, Alex was stuck at the same symbol, and Jonathan proudly explained, oh, I know that one, and told him to pronounce it. And told him how to pronounce it. Both of the people who knew the symbol, Evie and Jonathan, were fighting in Anaximandron and almost choked as they pronounced the symbol. Those trying to read the inscription, Jonathan and Alex, also made the same motion and comment whilst describing it. Mila dies in a similar kind of way that Benny did in The Mummy. Both characters meet a grizzly end by getting eaten alive after being trapped. Benny is eaten by scarabs, and Anaximandron falls into a pit and is also eaten by the scarab beetles. Evie and Rick's conversation in the tomb regarding what happened the last time Evie disregarded an ancient do not disturb sign. The columns crashing into each other in the catacombs calls back to the shelves in Evie's library, falling in a similar fashion in The Mummy. After briefly wondering how she was able to pull off an expert combat move, ultimately due to her past life as an Egyptian princess, Evie headbutts a man, says to Alex, "Dad, I learned from your father." It calls back to Rick teaching Evie how to throw a punch in the first film, and this gets its own callback later when Evie uses the same move against Anaximandron. The chain of karmic deaths include Hafez, who showed cowardly disregard for his minions, was killed by the Scorpion King as Imhotep apathetically ignored his pleas for help. Following that, after Anaximandron ignores his own pleas, Imhotep submits to his death in a pit. Almost instantly afterwards, Anaximandron trips into a pit of carnivorous scarab beetles. Loch-Na kills Horus with a short magazine Leanfield. During her first scene, Evelyn is wiping dust away from a mural depicting two women fighting with knives. This is foreshadowed in the fight between Nefertiti and Anaximandron during the vision. Imhotep shows Mila and Evelyn. After Evie's rescue from the museum, Imhotep summons warrior mummies by saying, "Collect your bones, gather your limbs, shake the earth from your flesh." This is an actual funerary spell from the tomb of Pharaoh Teti, not Teddy, Teti, of the 6th Dynasty. Brendan Fraser recalled running into the visual effects artist responsible for animating the Scorpion King on his way to see the premiere. After Fraser told him he looked forward to seeing their work, the animators specially told him they could have used more time. During the filming of Eve's death, actress Rachel Weisz let out a long, okay, I'm just going to read this the way it says. Let me just put it this way. Everybody poops. During the filming of Evie's death scene, actress Rachel Weisz let out a long fart, and it can be seen on the DVD outtakes. Yeah, hey, it happens to us all. Including this film, Doom 2005, and Pain and Gain in 2013. Those are the only 3 films in which Dwayne Johnson played an antagonist. In all of his other films, he's played good guys or heroes. All right.
The scrolls are closed?
The scrolls are closed.
All right. That will bring us to what do we have in store for you guys next week. And I'm about to show you here in just a moment. Keep your eye on the background. Go. That's what we're playing next week. Same time, same YouTube Ronin channel, same Outlaw Bill channel. Yes, 1981 Raiders of the Lost Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's what we have coming for you next Thursday on Action Theater. Do come to see us at Western Cinema Presents. What was the name of that? Something Badman Bite the Bullet or something. Netflix or Prime. Western is on Prime.
Oh,
I know nothing about. And that will be up later this evening. Thank you all for coming. I see the Heart Green JPRPH1, the Emoji Green Lady Miss, and of course Connie Clary, Jack's Law, Aces of Movies,
Mhm.
FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim, Real Walden Gleaming Clips. Did I miss anybody? And all those who showed up, thank you very much. I'd like to say at the end of this evening, be excellent to one another, party on, and we cannot wait to see you at the next one. All right, over to you.
All right. And I would once again like to thank everyone who joined us here this evening. Let me look at this real quick.
Raiders of the Lost Shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get next week. We're doing Raiders of the Lost Shark.
We did have over 50 people joining us at one time or another live during the course of the show. So thank you very much to everyone who was watching, even if it only was for a few moments. Even if you were just lurking in the background, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to engage with the chat, just as long as you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream. and do all those clicky algorithmic things that YouTube likes. And as I always say at the end of every broadcast from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.